It was dawn in the Amazon jungle, mist rising from the emerald canopy, and the air thick with the scent of earth and rain. Aaron, a 25-year-old wildlife biologist, was deep in the rainforest on a solo mission to study rare Amazonian insects and frogs, driven by his lifelong dream of conservation. As he stepped carefully over tangled roots and damp leaves, he felt a sudden sharp sting on his ankle, like a hot needle piercing his skin. He looked down, and his heart froze. A bright yellow snake with black diamond markings slithered away into the undergrowth. Aaron's breath caught. His mind raced. He had just been bitten by a venomous snake. Within minutes, a burning pain began to crawl up his leg, and his ankle started to swell rapidly. He checked his There was no village nearby, no cell signal, and no one who could hear him if he screamed. Panic tried to rise, but Aaron forced himself to breathe deeply, remembering his survival training. Sitting down, he examined the bite, cleaned it with the little water he had, and elevated his leg. He tied a loose band above the bite to slow the venom, but knew he couldn't block blood flow completely. Aaron tried to remain calm as the jungle roared with the sounds of cicadas and distant howler monkeys. He had only a few protein bars, a half bottle of water, and a small first aid kit. Every minute, the pain grew worse, and his leg felt like it was on fire. By nightfall, fever set in, and Aaron's vision blurred. The cold of the jungle night bit into his bones, while insects crawled across his skin. In the darkness, he thought of his mother, his unfinished research, and the fear of dying alone under the jungle canopy. The next morning, Aaron dragged himself toward a small stream he had marked on his map, hoping to find water and cool his body. Each step was agony, but he forced himself forward, refusing to give up. At the stream, Aaron drank cautiously and cleaned his wound again. He remembered hearing about guaco leaves from a local jungle plant used by tribes for snake bites and inflammation. Searching around, he found the vines, chewed the leaves, and applied them to the wound. Days passed. Aaron was weak, hallucinating at times, seeing figures moving in the mist and hearing voices calling his name. The pain in his leg was constant, but his will to survive was stronger. On the fourth day, Aaron heard the distant sound of a motorboat. Using the last of his strength, he crawled to a clearing near the river, waving a piece of his red bandana in the air. A group of local fishermen saw him. They lifted him into the boat, his body limp but alive. As the boat sped down the river toward a medical post, Aaron looked up at the sky through the canopy, tears mixing with the sweat on his dirt-streaked face. "I survive," he whispered, clutching the small notebook where he had continued to write about the jungle even in his pain. Aaron spent weeks recovering in the hospital, but the jungle had changed him forever. It taught him the harshness of nature and the power of the human spirit. He returned home, determined to share the reality of survival and the beauty and danger of the jungle with the world. Now, when Aaron tells his story to students and explorers, he says,